out there, and welcome to English Teacher Plays. We're here with Territory, which is a new game. It's on Steam, and we're going to jump in and play it. Now, while I've still got you here, why don't you go ahead and click the subscribe button so you can, see all of the things that I make. Let's play single player. We'll play a new game. Map. Origins. Sure. Yep, let's start. So the only thing I know about this is it's a survival game. It's built in Unreal Engine 5, and it's in early access. I like this font. This is a cool font. Oh. Alright. Oof. I mean, it is pretty. Unreal Engine 5 is pretty. So what is this? Open military... How do I... So that leans. Oh my god. You looking at me, boy? You looking at me? The neck thing is really funny. Okay, so E isn't it? F? Is it small military? Is that alright. Is there a faster way to take stuff from here? Well, oop. Okay. There, now we can quick slot coins, which are used for trade. And a lighter. Okay, how do we exit out of this bad boy here? Alright, so I had to press escape to do that. Alright, well let's go. That is definitely where I keep my pistols when I'm not using them. Right there. All right, can we punch a tree? Nope, it's just the neck thing. Just the neck thing. Okay, is there? Are there like here we go. Controls. Okay. Aim, crouch, fire, interact is F, jump is spacebar, lower build part, quick slot, raise build part, reload. Rotate, sprint. Oh, I heard an explosion. So can I pick up these rocks, or they're not for picking up? All right. Build. Craft. Insufficient items. Okay, well, stone axe. Nope. Okay. None of that is craftable. Right. Alright, we've got our gun. Well, it's not automatically reloading bullets for us. So we're just firing nothing. Oh, we have to load the magazines. Okay. And then what, drag it onto there? I don't actually know. Okay, there we go. So, we have a gun. Oh. There's some music. Some music's coming in. Yeah, I was about to say, like, there is sound. There is sound. I'm just going to turn it up a little bit because I don't think you guys can hear it. Sometimes these games aren't loud enough. Oh, now that I've got the gun, we do this with our neck. Oh, hey, wood, collect. Hey, we got some wood. We found something to collect from. Excellent. Can we? No, we can't collect that stone, but we can collect some berries. Excellent. We found some things to collect. That's good, because I was starting to despair that we were not going to find any collectible things that would allow us to actually play the game. So none of these rocks are collectible, because I think we need rocks to be able to make anything. The music's very ominous. I mean, the game is quite pretty. No, we can't collect that. I hear some water somewhere nearby. Let's go check that out. Oh, there's a security fence. I feel like we're getting further away from the water. So is that the edge of the map? Oh, geez. That is a weird looking map, guys. All right, so we're on this edge of the map over here. Let's go this way. So we are getting thirstier and hungrier. It is a survival game after all, and what would a survival game be without, you know, the need to eat and drink every 10 minutes? At least it's not like going down really fast. Oh, I took some damage when I ran down that hill. Oh man, this is maybe not looking that good when I record it. Hold on a sec. I'm gonna see if I can fix stuff. Okay, that's a little bit better. I've turned some settings down because what's going on? Am I being shot at? I wasn't even paying attention. Is there an enemy here shooting at me? So far, I've just been able to collect wood. No rocks or anything. Alright, I haven't seen anybody. We're just sort of walking around. Still no rocks to pick up. Let's see if I can craft anything. Can I craft a stone knife? No. Stone axe? No. It costs stone. See? Everything costs stone. But, I can't collect any stone. There appears to be... Oh, there we go. I finally found... Oh, what? No space for item. What? I don't understand. Is it a weird shape? Is that the problem? Right. So we did find some stone eventually. It's just things that would appear to be stone are not actually stone. And things take up weird spots. All right, so now we can craft stuff. Now we're into the crafting thing. All right, and a stone hammer and a stone axe. All right, but where did it? Oh, it's there. There we go. We equipped it. Plant fiber. Sure. Rope. You make with cloth and duct tape. What do you make? Plant fiber and cloth. I mean, none of this is going to work, so I don't have enough plant fiber. Okay. All right, we're starting to make some progress here. That's good. Yeah, we keep hearing gunshots off in the distance. Because why wouldn't we? Yep. Alright, give me that axe. Alright, is there like a backpack we can make? Cloth backpack. But we need to make duct tape first, so we need more plant fiber. Alright, well, I'll fast forward until we make the things. Until we figure out what we're supposed to be doing. Right. Okay, so I did the stuff. I built my armor and everything, and then I died. That's the nature of the game. I should not have gone there. Sorry about that. I got a call and I had to go respond to it. It happens. And we're now in the night. But yeah, I died. I lost all my stuff. I don't know. It's not bad. Everything basically works, which is important. Sometimes you play these games and they don't work. There's no functionality to it. There is functionality. Things are reasonably intuitive. The UI needs quite a bit of work, and if the aim of the game is to be a single player game, then it needs to have a lot more going on than just you know, your average trader sort of like hanging out and okay, that was an interesting bird. And some people just sort of shooting at you out of nowhere. And I realize that it's probably on me for not being very good at this kind of game. Man, this is really dark. I do like that. Apparently, I have a flashlight anyway. What is the glowing? Yeah. So I do have a flashlight. You know, just in effect. And the skybox is pretty, man. I'll give the game that. The skybox is very pretty. That is a pretty skybox. Yeah. I like that. The random sounds, I don't know. And it runs pretty good. I don't know. Let's go look at the description and see what the game has to say for itself. Alright, Territory is an immersive, atmospheric survival looter shooter game developed with Unreal Engine 5. Developed by Threat Vector, and published by the same. It currently costs $18.49. So $18.49 is a little bit pricey. I'd like to see a game like this at about, say, $9.99, and then I'd be like, wow, that's a pretty good deal. It's in a good playable state for $9.99. But $18.49 is not like out of the realms of possibility. It's just very content light for that price. But let's have a look and see what he wants to say about his early access game. Sorry, I don't know the gender of the person, but games like this, I guess. I don't know, it's a male character. I'm making assumptions about the person's gender. I shouldn't. I'll say there. We've all been bitten by dodgy developers in the past and have purchased unplayable games and games that have gone nowhere. It sucks. It does suck. So that is definitely not what will happen with Territory. It will be playable to an acceptable standard from day one, or it will not be released. That's great. Yeah, because we played tons of games, even on this channel, that were like very similar to this game. And not ready to be released, and just absolute garbage. This one's not absolute garbage, it's not. The game is not being developed for the money, it is being developed because I, as a single-person dev team, am a hardcore gamer at heart, and I believe I can create a unique and memorable gaming experience with the help of a passionate community. I believe that you can. What you have right now is not unique, nor is it memorable. So, I believe that you can do that. I agree with you there. The product on display is not unique or memorable. There are like thousands of games like this. Thousands of them. You've got a good base, but it needs to have more to it than just I can build a shack and I can buy some stuff at the trader and get randomly shot at from off in the distance by a guy with a sniper rifle. That's not a unique take. Just saying. If I do happen to make enough money out of the sales to go into full-time development, then that will be a bonus. Yes, the game is built using store assets from Unreal Marketplace and 3D model marketplaces, but this is definitely not an asset flip. Purchasing kits and assets has allowed me to integrate the underlying game system mechanics quickly, so I can focus more on the things that I believe are most important, which are gameplay, atmosphere, and immersion. Using good quality kits and assets saves a lot of time and allows any developers to use tried and tested code and assets. That is 100% true. I agree with that all the way. There's nothing wrong with using assets to develop your game. The problem lies in using only assets and not actually adding any sort of value to the game. One area that you can add value to a game that uses a lot of assets for code and models and stuff is story. Because we can have a good story going with all the good code and the good models that you bought from the asset store. This one, I'm not sure what you're adding, dude. Like, it runs pretty well. Yeah, the game runs pretty well. The combat was okay. The UI is, yeah, it's very middling at best. But there's, like I said, there's just nothing unique about it yet. There's nothing There's nothing worth $18.49 here yet that couldn't be gotten just as easily from playing just Rust instead. You know, like, there's nothing different here from Rust, and Rust has a built-in player base, or Ark Survival Evolved, which was free recently. I mean, there's lots of games. Forest is a game like this, but it has that whole zombie thing going on, so it's like, you know, you're survival crafting, and so, you know, it's not just fighting hunger and thirst and stuff, you're fighting zombies, so it's got that extra bit. It's got that story. You've crashed in an airplane, and now you've got to fight against zombies and stuff. I'm just saying that's where you can add your unique take. Yeah? Because right now we've got very little that's unique. My goals for the project are to develop the game guided by feedback from the community in order to make it the best game it can possibly be. I'm fully committed to seeing the project through the early access process and to full release within a reasonable time frame. 1 to 2 years, however, I won't declare any set time frame so we can make it as good as it can be. That also depends on the level of community engagement. The game can be continuously expanded with new maps and more features. Yeah, so at the current price, you're going to have a limited amount of community engagement, is my guess. What you need is a lower price and more content from day one to get more buy-in. But if you're trying to get people to tell you what kind of content they want, people don't want to develop a game, they want to play a game. When I buy a game, I want to play it. And if I'm giving feedback, it's because I want the game to be better, not because I want to create the game out of whole cloth. I don't want to have to sculpt the entire game myself. So you need to produce something, you know, add something unique. So let's have a look at what he wants to add before we get too far into this rant. I have a long list of short and long-term additional features and goals. The initial alpha releases will be focused on refining core single-player survival gameplay mechanics, landscape, and AI mechanics with the original map named Origins. So you're going to add more advanced enemy AI gameplay mechanics. Okay. I mean, that's always good. Additional hand-built maps for single and multiplayer game modes. Okay, more maps. More maps isn't as good as having good maps. Like, having one really excellent map, people would just play the hell out of that, and then you can add more maps later. Yeah, I mean, the Origins map, it was fine. There was nothing wrong with it, specifically, but there wasn't a whole lot of interesting things. I did find that military base, which is where I got killed. But that's okay. That happens. That happens. Expanded lore without impacting the non-linear sandbox and open world vibe of the game. Right. Yeah, so I guess that's the issue that runs into it, you know? That we're running into is that the way that you can make your game unique is by adding story and adding lore and having like a reason to be there, having a reason that we're having to do all this. Not having it is just another survival game that we've played literally hundreds of, thousands of, with no sort of statement, saying nothing. The game says nothing. At the moment, it's saying nothing. The game is saying, you are a guy. You need to collect things and hit trees with an axe, and then slowly build things. But there's no reason to do it. Give me a reason to want to do stuff. Possibility of some procedural map generation functionality. I would stay away from procedural generation. That's just me, but you know, you're the developer. Possibility of transitioning between maps of different biomes in single player mode. Okay. Current state is single player, survive, explore, loot, trade, gather resources, build, defend your base against AI attackers, fight AI, humans, and animals. The game will have a fixed price from release. It is unlikely it will change, but I reserve the right if anything changes. The price will be fair for the current state of the game and comparable to similar titles in the genre. All I want is to be compensated for the time and effort I put into the game. If it sells well and allows me to reduce my other work commitments and focus full-time on development of the game, then that will be beneficial all around. I mean, okay, so it's the classic case of you got to find a price point where supply meets demand, you know? So the higher the price, the lower the demand. You know, you've seen the supply demand chart. So if you raise your price, it lowers demand because you're pricing people out of buying it. And I'm sure that this is a good price for things in this other games in this genre, but those other games probably have more going on. That's all I'm saying. If it was me and I was in early access and I was dedicated to trying to like get people on board and get them playing the game and getting them to help me get feedback and build the game, what I would be doing is charging less for early adopters, you know, reward those people that like join you early and help you build the game, and then raising the price as you go. Being compensated for your time, absolutely. However, selling one game for $18.49 is not as good as selling 2 games for $9.99 each. It's not even as good, even if we lowered that to say you're charging $8 for your game, and you sold 2 copies of it for $8 instead of 1 for $18.49. That is still better off, because then you have 2 people playing the game instead of 1 person. And if the idea is to, you know, have like multiplayer stuff going on and have the content driven by the community rather than as a single player game, which it kind of sounds like you do, then you want more people playing, not less. So that's my advice. I play a lot of video games. I play at least one new video game almost every single day. I'm very well versed in the prices and things of Steam. I know how much stuff costs. I know what I like to pay, and I know what other people like to pay. I don't speak for everyone, obviously. I just speak for myself, but there's my advice. So there's no reviews for it yet. Other games that are like this, Valheim, which is a very popular open world survival crafter with tons of content and lots of, look at that, 303,000 reviews. You can get that for $6 more than your game, and that's a fully fleshed, fully ready to go AAA game. So right away we can see the issue with your price point is that you're competing against Valheim. You're not going to compete with Valheim. If people just want to do a multiplayer shooter, PUBG is free to play now. And if you look, we've got these other ones. These are all, so there's The Forest, also $24.79. Talked about that before. Don't Starve Together actually is cheaper than your game. It's not the same, but The Isle is, I don't know what The Isle is. Open world survival with dinosaurs. So it's another Ark survival game. Rust. So Rust, like, literally is way outside of your price point. So that makes sense. I understand. Comparing it to Rust was not fair, but comparing it to Forest was fair. They're right in that same range. So that's all I'm going to say. I've been talking for 11 minutes now. This has been a long chat. And sometimes that happens when I run into games where I think there's some talent behind the dev console. Someone's made a game and they've actually put a lot of time and effort into it, but there are some issues that need to be addressed. The price point's too high, there's not enough content, and that's pretty much it. If it were me and I was developing the game, obviously I would put a story in that would maybe lead me along a crafting narrative, you know, like, hey, here's an NPC, help me craft this thing. Oh no, we need to defend ourselves against this. We need a house. Go get me these rocks, that kind of stuff. Because, you know, I kind of had to figure all that stuff out by myself. I would put a story in, even if it then opened up into your survival thing. If you have like an overarching story and it then peters out and it becomes sort of player-generated content, that's fine with me. Yeah. Oh, the other thing is, when I killed the guy that I did kill, he didn't drop a rifle. He was shooting me with a rifle and he didn't drop it. Why? I don't understand why he didn't drop the rifle. But that's fine. That's fine. So I'm going to leave it there. Thanks for watching. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, leave me a comment down below. Check out Territory by clicking on the link down in the description. And otherwise, I'll see you guys next time. Class dismissed.